Hello, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. Just finished today's antique junk journal, and this is a really fun one. It has to be because it's in the title. It's this wonderful children's reading book, and it is from 1947, so almost 80 years old. I added an antique, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, bakelite knob here, and I put a little vintage earring in the center where the screw would have been as a little handle. And then I found some wonderful ribbons, a couple of them vintage, that matched the cover perfectly. And then on the side here is this wonderful vintage earring. It was one of those ones with the tortuous screws that you screw into your earlobe. And so I removed that part, and now it's part of this wonderful bangle. It's awesome. So let me show you the inside of this journal before I put it in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com. I kept the original first pages of the book, and I love that it's Point Edward Public Library here, and the original first inside page, and copyright 1947. This is a great 1955 American Highways road map, and this particular one is near Jacksonville, Florida on one side. And then over here we have Fort Lauderdale. This is from 1930s bookkeeping school book. And this came from a vintage history book, and I love it. This is the Eaton family, and I think it's really quite endearing. But look at this. This is from 1899. It's a stereoscope, and that was like the original Viewmaster. They had the two screens, and you would have sat this on the edge and looked through the two lenses up here, and it gave you a 3D effect. So really, really cool. Little story on the back, a little sailing accident there, pulling people out of the water. Just really, really fun. And then this is a great early 50s book on embroidery and smocking. So that's a beautiful little picture of a smocking there. Pulled that from an antique book. And this little piece of silk fell out of a book, so I just put it right back in because I think it's really sweet. This is the end cut of an 1800s German book, the marbling there, and I made a little flower up there. 1904 plate here. And here's one of these fun 1920s dress fasteners. Sometimes they're called all different kinds of things. On this one, it's dress fasteners. Isn't that neat? I just think they're so pretty, and the graphics are wonderful, very Art Deco. Just love it. This is a vintage botanicals book. So here and here, and there's that beautiful iris that's been coming up a lot this last few weeks. And I just put some antique paper in here for journaling. And that is cool. More of that embroidery book. And look at this great little find here. It's a vintage glassine envelope. And inside I have put some international stamps, vintage, and one antique. So that's pretty cool, right? Little 1930s book page down there. More of that map. That's from the 1800s. And then this is a 1937 5-year dictionary page for journaling. And this I just thought was cool because it had the tape on it. God knows how long that's been on there. But this is a 1940s children's book page as well. All mounted on top of a vintage music sheet. And then this is a hand-typed research paper here. Researching 1886. And I love the red typewriter ink there. That's from the 1930s, that little ad down there. And then this is from that 1947 Costumes Through the Ages. And that is the English James I era. Beautiful. Vintage bird page. We've got geese here. Pearl shop receipt up here from the 50s. This is the 1965 payday card. And 1940s Monopoly card there, Pacific Avenue. And I made this little booklet here out of an antique paper and some of my cutoffs here. So you can do lots of journaling inside there as well. Another early 1900s plate here, and a really fun 1950s recipe book page here. You can see the binder holes here. And a great little vintage children's book page here, antique paper here, 1953 yearbook page. Look at these ladies with their graduation caps on. I love it. Looks like it might be from nursing school. And then a vintage bird book page. Really, really colorful. And this is a spine from this book. So I put it back in to make it into a belly band. And just added some more antique paper here for journaling there. And then up here is one of those beautiful vintage book pages. And the book was on antiques, antique furniture. so that's neat. Vintage ledger sheet here, vintage dictionary page, another handwritten research papers, 1800s. And this is the Fun with Dick and Jane book page here, which very sought after. This is from the 1890s here, or 1880s actually, and it's got this wonderful beach scene up here. I received the book like this, so that was the best I could save from it, but still pretty wonderful. Early 1900s gardening and landscaping book there. And then here's one of these fun, this is a really cool one, baby card from the 50s. Got the two little booties, and then we've got the blanket, and inside is the message, so you can do some journaling, fun things with that. Oopsie, there we go. I love this natural burn mark. I've got the feeling this book was near a fireplace because every page had a burn in that spot. So I try to use them. I love that about it. Another fun 1950s recipe book page, and this one's all desserts. So it's pretty cool. Try them. Try the recipes that you get in my journals. They're pretty awesome. Here is a lovely piece of vintage fabric with the gold threading in it, and then just some little secret spots on the journal page to journal there. More vintage bird page, some beautiful fresh pressed hydrangea leaves, and this is from a 1960s book on art, and this is an absolutely exquisite plate here, full color on one side and black and white on the other. Happy delights. Antique page here. This is from Peter the Painter, just a wonderful children's book, lovely illustration there. And then this is just a really cute magazine page here. I love this little girl here. She's very sweet, coming down the stairs in her fashions, which the tights our kids are wearing today as well. And just some really fun decor there. Isn't that lovely? I love it. That's from the 50s. This is one of the tabs out of that cookbook. Table settings and entertaining. A giant bowl of mashed potatoes, that cracks me up. Okay, and then this is a lovely enchanting little plate here from a children's book. And I made this tag out of antique papers, and you can journal on that. And then this really cool 1912 check from the Merchants National Bank, Los Angeles for $25. And you know what I really like is if you look in the light at it, you can see, I wonder if I can catch it on the camera here, the dots there, probably better on the back, say paid. And then the number, that one's 11512. That is so cool. Love it. Can't do better than that. This is from a vintage gardening book. This one here is, looks like squash growing in the garden there. Journal in the back. And this down here is a player piano roll piece. And it took me long enough to figure out that when it rolls through the piano, there's a little window and you can read the words to the song, but you read it up, because it rolls the other way, right? So it says, say that you love, and then me would have been up here. I think that's just so sweet. And here's an extra special treat here. This is from the 1800s, and it's a school book. And this is often how I receive some of my books. But I just thought that this was exquisite. I loved these designs on black ink, which would have been a big deal. It's absolutely superb. So what I did is I just put more antique papers here that I've collected, and I didn't even want to attach them. I just wanted to make it removable, almost like a folio. So that's a little extra special treat. This is a really reasonably priced one, and that's in my Etsy shop now. And I hope you will come back in soon. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.